Sure.
What's up, everyone? Carmine Danisco here on the LaunchPad. I was talking to a good friend of mine yesterday, and we used to do a podcast together. And it kind of, I don't want to say got played out. I think we got carried away as usual, and it was such a fun show. He's got so much knowledge, experience in this industry that we're talking. I was like, hey man, why don't you jump on a show tomorrow and we'll do a podcast real quick. We're gonna keep it short, just because the guy's busy as hell. You guys will recognize the name as soon as I bring him on. You'll definitely recognize the voice, Mr. Marc Portney. Mark, what's happening, man?
Hey, Carmine, how are you, man? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you appreciate it. This is so funny. I'm gonna get like 10,000 more views and listens because of this.
I, I don't, I don't think so. You'll probably get like three more views. Probably.
That's multiplied by I usually get one.
So
you know
it's like a 3x we're gonna get.
yeah, yeah. When you're selling stuff for $1 and then you sell it for $2, you're like, man, I increased my income.
I'm fat like a cat, man. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I love it. I forgot. When we were talking, man, we used to do that podcast. How much fun was that? Was so funny.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. It was before podcasts were a thing, really. Truthfully,
Yeah,
it was years ago.
man, that was so much fun. And it always seems like once you stop doing something, it seems like it's hard to get started up again. Even me, I think I told you I kind of stopped for a little while. I've been doing this podcasting for like 8 years, and I kind of stopped for a little while. I got kind of burnt out because everyone had a podcast. I mean, how many
Right.
people call you and say, be on my podcast?
Yeah, no, I do get a fair amount of requests, but I don't really do that many, to be honest with you. I
Well,
mean,
because
like you said, people get burnt out. I mean, look at TikTok. TikTok, you look at something for 8 seconds and you're already done with it and you're scrolling to the next thing. And we're asking them to sit around for 30 minutes or something. It's like today, it's next to impossible to
yeah,
capture somebody's attention for that long. And
yeah,
investors should know that too, because
uh,
it's all part of the strategy, right? I
yeah,
mean,
100%. I mean, and it's even hard for me. Like you said that, like I was planning on doing like my normal, I do a 30 minutes and I always go over because,
right.
we have so much, but you were like, no, let's not go that. But you're right. I mean, 30 minutes now is like forever.
Well, I rather give them a little bit of snippets, let them absorb it. I can always come back. It's not a problem, but to just people won't hang with it. I mean, I'm just being transparent.
Yeah.
They just won't. They
Yeah.
just be like, this guy from New York, he's a bit of an asshole, and I'm on my way. You know what I mean?
What does
So
he know?
yeah, and no, listen to him talk. He talks funny. You know what I mean? So
I love it, man. So let's jump in. What do you got going on, man? Every time we talk, I say, "Hey, you got 5 minutes," and we end up talking for hours, man.
of
So
course.
I want people to realize, what's going on. What do you have happening?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been running into some tariff situations like everybody else. So I'm still doing the importing. So I've been doing that for 35 years. So I'm still doing that. It's a little bit challenging at the moment, but just because something's challenging doesn't mean that we don't go after it and still succeed. So I'm doing that. But with a couple of founders, and I started this company. And this is going to look like a product pitch, but I promise it's not. But we started this company. It's a handheld fire suppressor, and it's called Halt. And it's literally made in the USA. The top, the can, the contents, the manufacturing, it's made in New Jersey. I mean, like, it's kind of like poster child for what I'm trying to do. So we're able to make it. We're able to keep the inventory in New Jersey, and we're getting some really, really big traction. So, I just don't give advice to inventors. I actually do it myself. So it's a big difference. I mean, telling people what to do and actually doing it and leading by example is a big, big difference
Yeah.
because I've taken all the punches to the face, just like your listeners are doing. Yeah, we've all taken them to the face. So that's kind of what's happening. We're getting great traction, and to that end, I would love anybody who's watching if they have a fire safety invention or innovation, if they've got a safety innovation, we would love to expand the line at Halt and really see if there's something to do. I mean, we're getting and already have pretty monstrous distribution. So just to add other items to the line that are, we want it to be, we want it to be new, fresh. I mean, of course, you can add something that already exists, but the way to be really innovative and on the front lines and really build it would be having something that's IP protected or proprietary or something along those lines. And nobody knows that more than you, Carmine. Nobody.
Well, I mean, this product that you're talking about, um, I look at it and I know you won't say anything, but you've been doing this a long time. You're kind of when you see a product, and I love how you go at it. But what a lot of people don't realize is the safety or preventative type products, they're hard to kind of get people to buy, right? Because no one thinks it's going to happen to them.
That's a great point, man. It really is a great point. We learned a couple of things in our, you do your research, you learn the market, you look at it, but we learned that 55% of homes have nothing in their house for fire safety. Think about that. More than half the homes don't have anything because what you just said, they don't think it's ever going to happen to them. And guess what? There's 358,000 house fires a year. 50% of them are in the kitchen at the stove. Like those are pretty big numbers to understand. We also found out that 80% of people never fired a fire extinguisher. I never have. Have
Wow.
you? Have you ever fired a fire extinguisher?
I have, and I got in
Okay.
trouble for it in school.
So you were one of those kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see you were one of those pain in the asses that got sent to the principal's office. But I can't really talk because I'm a 4-year graduate of New York Military Academy. So
Yeah.
I'm a pretty bad kid too. So I can't really throw stones. But yeah, so I had never fired a fire extinguisher. We found out that 80% of people, they were intimidated. What do you do with it? You pull the pin, but then you have to go to the garage. If you've got 30 seconds or so to make sure that the fire doesn't get out of control. So you're going to run to the garage and see if it's still in code, see if it's
Yeah.
still good. Then when you do find it, then you got to bring it back. By the time you get back to the source of the fire, you don't even know you don't know what the fuck's going on. So, it's really this is small enough. This is small enough that you could just put it in the drawer in front of the fire, in front of the stove.
Yeah,
So,
man. I love that product. You sent some, and
yeah,
I've been sending them out to people. I got one of those things in my RV, dude. It's
you
insane.
should. You should. I mean, space is a commodity in an RV. So they do have the big extinguisher somewhere. But again, once you fire one of those big extinguishers, you're going to be cleaning up powder
Yeah.
for the next 6 months everywhere. This is 100% natural. It's biodegradable. It's food surface certified. I mean, if you spray this in the restaurant, in a kitchen, if a chef sprays an extinguisher, you're out of business for weeks,
Yeah.
right? This, if you do get a flare up, which they have all the time, you just hit it, wipe it with a moist paper towel, and they're back in business. They never went out of business.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of all of these things led me to start chasing this product down really, really hard.
Yeah.
People see the vision. People see the biodegradable, safe for the kids and the pets. So if you've got pets, it's not caustic. It won't hurt them. Young children, like think of all that. I mean, some of the guys, some of the competitors out there, it's like spraying Clorox. So
Mhm.
you don't want that
Yeah.
near your kids, near your pets,
Yeah.
God forbid. So yeah, so I mean we're really going after it and I'd love to expand the line. So any of your followers that are listening and they've got something, I would love to take a look at it. They can submit it at markportney.com. That's my website, and there's an invention submission page which I'm happy to take a look at. I'll get back to you, pretty short order. I know there's people that are going to comment under this that I don't get back to them, but listen, I can't get back to everyone. I try my best, I really do, but you can't make everybody happy, man. You just can't.
No. What's the process? I mean, in most cases, I've had people come to me and they were like, Marc Portney got back to me like in a day. Is it should just some quick little note to you, or should I, go on about, hey, I stubbed my toe and this is why I invented it? I mean, you must get so many stories, man.
Well, nobody gives a shit that you like ketchup when you were 8 years old. Like, no, nobody cares, dude. I don't know how to tell them this, except straight up. Like, if it's a 60-second video, it's viable. You know what I mean? If it's long and drawn out, and I mean, I've gotten some videos, Carmine, I'm not telling you anything, but I've gotten some videos 12 minutes. Like 12 minutes. Like I'm gonna sit there for 12 minutes and watch. And then I look, the first thing I do is when I get the video and I look at it, I go right to that little counter at the bottom that is how long is this thing gonna be? Right?
Oh,
So uh and then I see 12 minutes and then I don't even click on it. I don't even click on it. I click away. But like you said, some people say, oh, Mark got back to me in a day. But then there's some people out there that goes, this guy doesn't get back to anyone. Like
yeah.
people, you're never going to make everyone happy. It's like reviews and stuff like that. I do the best I can. I don't charge anybody money. So like, there's services out there that charge a good amount of money and they try to ride your hopes and dreams. And I don't, if there's something to do, we'll do it. If there's not something to do, then we're not going to do it. But there's no upfront fees or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
we work on things like we'll work on their sales, we'll work on their, it's got to be past prototype. At this point, I actually prefer if they have inventory and they've got work, I need it to be, I can't help them with, I'm not a product development guy. I just
No.
want to see if it's viable. If it's viable, then I can take them the next step if I think it's worth it. But that's the truth and where we are today. And
Yeah.
now that the halt is involved, I really want stuff that's proven.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't say you have to have a ton of sales. I just want it to be a manufactured item or a very, very, very good prototype so that we can test it and do what we need to do with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've been in this industry so long. I get it all the time. We look for products for the Fox show, and people will be sending me, a drawing or, a balsa wood prototype. And I'm like, I can't put this on TV.
No, you've taken me on that show. I appreciate that so much. You took the halt on. The hosts loved it. It was great. I
Oh,
really,
real quick. That was one of the only products people came out of the control room
yeah.
and took the samples.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you know you have something because some people don't even let us get through the pitch. Like we'll get through the half the pitch and they'll be like, "Stop. I'm in. I'm interested." Like because you hit all of, and I think a lot of it is we did our research up front. We understood the niche and what the needs were of the marketplace, and that's something that every inventor should do. Just because your mom said that she would buy it doesn't mean that it makes it a viable item. I don't know if you remember when I used to do this the talks for you at the invention places at the trade shows. And one of the names of my talks was, "But my mother thinks it's a great idea." And the bottom line is, I can't tell you if I had a nickel for every time somebody told me, "Oh, my family loves this."
Yes.
What are they supposed to do? Tell you you're a dunce? Like what are they supposed to tell you? So it's not really a great barometer, you
My
know.
family loves it. Of course
Yeah.
they do.
They said they would buy 10 of them each. Each of them would
Oh,
buy 10.
man. My
So yeah,
neighbors.
yeah, my
Yeah.
neighbors love it. Like they got to live next to you, dude. I don't. You know what I mean? So, nothing really ever changes, Carmine. It's the same old shit over and over again. But we try to keep everybody on track, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's all great.
It's
So.
so funny that you're moving into, I mean, you're looking at other products most likely, but it's funny that you're moving into a specific type of market, does it make it easier to get in there once you're in there selling, or is it kind of hard now to find the other products to kind of build up the stable of products?
Well, once a retailer is doing great with a product, then they're going to turn to you and say, what else can
Mm,
we buy from you that's going to expand the category? So, I mean, in a lot of big box stores, they want to keep the vendors down to a minimum, obviously. So if they can buy 5 items from you, then prefer to do that. The other thing is that we're very, very specific with our branding and our coloring. So when we have a family of products and they're all this safety green, it's really a big splash
ah,
on the shelves at retail. So that's kind of what the strategy is. And short answer is yeah, it's easier once you're selling something and you're a proven entity and they see that you understand the marketplace and know what you're doing. Yes, they turn to you and they lean on you to be able to expand the offering.
yeah. And they want to talk to somebody like yourself or somebody that's doing it because these buyers or even these people that are putting products in the store, they only have a certain amount of time, so if you know what's happening, you know what the next step is, you're already set up in the system. It's a little bit easier for them to grab a product from you.
Absolutely, and plus they're depending on you to kind of vet for them because, like you just said, they've got limited time. They don't have. Or back in the day, I hate to sound like an old fart, but back in the day, like they had more time. It seems. I mean, there was they would make an appointment. They'd sit with you. They would do all, but now they do a lot electronically, and their time is extremely limited. So they lean on you as a trusted vendor to be able to come and kind of vet the garbage. I don't want to say garbage, but to vet the stuff away from them and just show them gold. And then once you develop the reputation as being that guy, then they're really going to look at the additions. So if we could find line extensions, which listen, we're doing it now as well. But if somebody's got a unique innovative product out there, we'd love to look at it because it just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing about it is what you're talking about. You can build up on the safety portion. But then, like you said, it moves into just RVing and fire retardant chairs. There's so much that you can move into with that, having a good few products. And that's what I love about what you're doing. Small, compact, you move a whole bunch of them. They're quick. They're not going to hurt anyone. So there's a great little product that you're starting with.
Right. Well, we also know that it's a multiple product. So in other words, people will buy multiples. So when we sell them online, a 4 pack is one of our best sellers
Ah.
because they know that they need one in the kitchen, they need one in the garage, they need one in the laundry room, dryer fryers, they need all of this stuff. One in your night table next to your bed because I don't know about you, but if I see trouble outside of my room, I'd like to approach the problem with one in my hand
Mm,
potentially. So they understand. The other thing that's funny, Carmine, is your kids are getting older. I'm older than you, so my kids are old already. So my demographic we'll buy some for ourselves, but then the first words out of our mouth or first thought in our head is, oh, I'm going to buy two for this
mm,
kid, and I'm going to buy two for my daughter, and I'm going to buy two for my son for their home because they have children and they have a home. So not only is it for myself, now all of a sudden my safety head kicks in, and now I'm buying it for my children. So there's six right
yeah.
there off the bat. The other thing is, nobody, and I repeat, nobody does stupider shit than college kids, right? So,
I believe
am I
it.
wrong?
No,
Okay.
100%.
They are invincible. They think nothing's ever going to happen to them. So God forbid something would happen in the dorm. If my kid's going away to college, I'm going to send them with two cans.
Mm,
And I want them to keep it in their room. They burn candles. They do all of that stuff, man. The drapery blows into the room, and the candle catches the drapes. Dude, you're talking. I mean, and then what do they do? Run around and scream? You
yeah.
know, they're not gonna. Nobody's going to go fight fires. They're not going to run into the hallway of the dorm and grab an extinguisher and bring it back in. They're going to look to get out of the building as
Mm,
quickly as they can, right? But if they did have something like this, they can suppress an incipient fire, which is a small fire, because every fire starts small. And if
right.
you can knock it out while it's small, you're done. It's
Yeah.
over. So my college kids, which my kids are older than that, but my college kids would go to the dorm with two cans. Not because
Yeah.
not because I'm involved in the company, because that's just the right thing to do safety wise for your kids.
Yeah. But what again, and I don't even know why we're talking about just this product. We could go on. It's
I
so
don't know
funny.
either. I don't know why we're doing it, but
But it's a perfect example though of when you inventors are out there, you're designing a product or bringing a product to market. Think about who your demographic is, who your niche is, because what I love about this product, Mark, and again, it's not that it's the product. It doesn't look like a fire extinguisher, this old clunky thing.
right.
My kids are used to using a spray can.
Right, the Hornet spray,
Yeah.
Pledge, everybody's used to spraying in aerosol, and so it's not foreign. It's just a lift of the top and
Yeah.
and I didn't mean to Shanghai this interview by talking about the product,
No.
but to your point, what the inventors can glean from this is we've investigated the space so thoroughly, and then what that does is it allows us to cater to a market, number one. Number two, it allows us to see where the additions are going to go, and B and C, who's going to buy it.
Right.
Who's the buyer for this? So you've said RVs, you've said, so I brought in the college kids, right?
Yeah.
It's never ending, and that's what you have to do, because to have a successful product, you got to have somebody to sell it to.
Yeah. You got to know.
You
You got
can't.
to know that they can buy it from you.
Right, right. You got to know who to sell it to. So what are you're just gonna, you sit in your house and look out the window and go, I could have been a millionaire. You could have done shit, dude. You didn't do anything.
That's right.
So by doing all this back end research and understanding your marketplace, it's really important. It's really important so that you can forge forward and take that next step if you're sitting on an
Yeah.
invention.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I
Yeah.
can give them,
Yeah, totally agree. And that's why I said, hey, this is perfect because we get to talk about a specific product. I know you guys did the research, the design, the testing. You have the inventory first. You guys did those steps in the correct order, the correct sequence. So that's why I was like, man, it's probably a perfect thing. Now we have about maybe a minute left. Since we've been talking about this, where should people get it from?
They can go to haltfire.com. I mean, that's the easiest way, HALTFIRE.com. And they can see some great videos. They can purchase the product. Obviously, Amazon.com, like the world is on Amazon. So
Amazon will ship this product, right? Huh? Did you have a
absolutely,
problem with that? No.
absolutely not. It's a
Cool.
standard aerosol. Any ground shipping is absolutely perfect.
Man,
No
it's
issues
great.
whatsoever. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to chat about it. It looks like I shanghaied the whole interview
No.
about the product, but like there's lessons to have here, and the fact of the matter is, if they do heed some of it, maybe I pushed a couple of inventions off center today.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's all you can do. I mean, it's all you can do. So also if you have a product that Mark might want to take a look at, markportney.com,
it's Mark with a C.
Mark with the C.
Yeah, but I mean, we redirect MARK. We were already ready
Yeah,
for it.
I'm sure.
MARC Portney.com. Yeah, and I'll take a look at it. Happy to take a look.
Yeah, awesome, man. I'm so happy. Let's do a couple more of these because, like you said, we could go on for hours, but we don't want to go too long. So I think this is a good time to stop and
Absolutely. And you know what? Next time I won't Shanghai the podcast about one product, but it was
no,
perfect. It was
perfect.
perfect to do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much education in that process, in that product, that we might as well pick one that's good. So awesome. All you inventors, if you can, go on out to Google Play, iTunes, wherever you consume your podcast or educational material. Leave us a review, a rating. Don't forget to follow the show. Go ahead and check out markportney.com. Do a search for Mark. He's been on a lot of podcasts. He's on a lot of YouTube channels. He does a lot of stuff with Stephen Key over there at InventRight. So go ahead and check him out. Mark, I thank you for coming on, and we will catch everyone next time on the
Thanks,
LaunchPad.
Carmine. Appreciate it. Thank
So
you.
I'll take care.